Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that logo! This week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. It's December, and that can only be one thing. It's Christmas time. And this is the first of 4 Christmas episodes of the Comic Hero Show I'm doing this month. And on every episode, I'm going to wear a different Comic Hero tee symbolizing Christmas. And this is the first one. This is a green one. And the CH is in gold letters because Christmas to me is one of the golden times of the year. And then also have Christmas packaging pattern inside the speech bubble. Now, as y'all saw me coming in, y'all noticed a Christmas tree on the desk, but that wasn't the only thing that y'all saw. You also saw Christmas Hulk, and this will be under the tree every episode through from this one through 290. Now, Christmas is a time of giving, and when I mean giving, I don't mean giving to yourself. I know there's there's going to be a lot of folks that are going to get mad at me for saying that, but it's not a time for giving to yourself. It's a time of giving to others, whether it be family, whether it be friends, and don't even be too proud to give to complete strangers. It's a time of giving, and honestly, giving to others, I don't think we should just just have a holiday to do that. I think you should. I mean, if you have the time to give to others, if you have the time to help others, it should be all year long. And that's just my that's my opinion. Now I'm gonna do something this month. I'm gonna call a random act of kindness. Now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some free merch away to some folks that I feel need that I feel deserve it, and if you can think of anyone, please let me know, and I'll make it happen. All right, it's time to give away a free T-shirt. All right, on last week's episode, I asked true or false. The University of Victoria, located in Victoria, British Columbia, offers a class entitled The Life of Batman. Well, the correct answer is true. Now, in this class, you may not learn how to become Batman, but students explore the scientific reality that is the Dark Knight. And I kind of wish colleges here in the States offer that. But honestly, I mean, if the University of Victoria offered a class online, I wouldn't be above taking it. All right, well, 6 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, their name's been entered in the drawing for a free tee, and that drawing takes place right now. So, the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is Tammy Bragg from Monroe, Louisiana. So, congratulations, Tammy. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. All right, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is an X-Men question, and it's very easy. Which X-Men villain is a Holocaust survivor? Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. Now, another Tammy Cantrell from Warren, Ohio, has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features a half-human, half-Kree character going up against one of the most unstoppable alien characters in comics. Not only that, this character once killed one of my favorite superheroes. Representing DC, we have Doomsday, and representing Marvel, we have Captain Marvel. These two are gonna duke it out in a segment I like to call
the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Doomsday versus Captain Marvel. Doomsday possesses immense superhuman strength, speed, agility and stamina, reactive adaptation, self-evolution, toxic death aura, immortality, regenerative healing, invulnerability, and razor-sharp poison bone protrusions. Captain Marvel possesses superhuman strength, speed, endurance and stamina, energy projection and absorption, and flight. Who will win? Get ready for, as AEW broadcaster Jim Ross would call, a real slobber knocker. Doomsday will throw the first punch at Captain Marvel, but the latter only ends up with a small scratch on her face. Carol would then deliver a seismic punch to Doomsday, causing his bone protrusions to shatter. This angers Doomsday, and he begins to clobber the living daylights out of Carol. This is only the beginning of the end for the man who killed Superman. Despite suffering serious blows and even a taste of Doomsday's deadly toxins, Carol ends up miraculously absorbing it all and becomes even more powerful. She then gets up and starts beating Doomsday to a pulp. Just as she's about to deliver the final blow, a mysterious figure comes out of nowhere and swallows Doomsday whole. That figure happens to be Carol's pet Flerken, Chewie. Carol angrily asks, "Chewie, I had him! Why did you do that?" Chewie replies, "Meow." Chewie wins, and that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Alright, thank you Tammy Cantrell for that fight. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I have another one for next week. Now it's time for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, there are 4 things we're going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking, and the first one is this. The Fantastic Four reboot that's coming to Marvel Studios will also introduce Reed and Sue's son, Franklin. Now, when I found out about this, I thought, why in the world would Marvel do this? They're screwing up just like 20th Century Fox did. But then I thought about it. I think Marvel Studios is going to go the same route that they did with Spider-Man, and that's just introduce them into the Marvel Cinematic Universe without telling their origin. And honestly, I think that works. As a matter of fact, I know that works. And then you also have to remember that all the Marvel movies that have come out since Avengers Endgame, or in this case, Avengers Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home, have all taken place in the year 2023. And during that time, the Fantastic Four, all 4 of them could have like gotten their powers when they went into space and got hit by cosmic rays, and then they became the Fantastic Four ever since then. And then Reed and Sue could have welcomed Franklin into the world. So I honestly think that could possibly work. However, Franklin's powers didn't really come to fruition until he was probably about 8 or 9 years old. And so I'm guessing Marvel made his powers may manifest when he's still a toddler. I mean, it's possible. I mean, that's what I think Marvel's gonna do. Now as who's going to be casted in Fantastic Four, I've heard like different. I've heard John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic and Emily Blunt as the Invisible Woman. Now as for the Human Torch and the Thing, I don't think anything has. There hasn't been any news about their castings. Although Dwayne Johnson has been said that he may end up playing the ever-loving Blue-Eye Thing, but I still don't know about him playing that role. But, well, we'll see. Alright, now the second thing. Mick Foley, legendary wrestler, WWE Hall of Famer, will be a guest at Louisiana Comic-Con Lafayette this coming March. Now, Mick Foley, in addition to being a wrestler, is also a novelist and has also written some issues of a WWE comic series from Boom Comics. I mean, he's not just some guy that likes to throw hands with you. He's written books and he's written comics. So, if you're a big fan of Mick Foley or any of his alter egos, whether it be Cactus Jack, Dude Love, or everyone, or a lot of folks' favorite, mine included, Mankind, you may want to get your butt down to Lafayette in March. All right, now the third thing, Karen Gillan, who plays the role of Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxies 1 and 2, and then also Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, has revealed that there is a script from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 that is completed, and she says it's quote-unquote wonderful. Now, to my understanding, I don't know if James Gunn is going to have anything to do with that movie. I don't know for sure, but honestly, if she says it's complete and it's wonderful, I believe it. I mean, this woman has, in addition to playing Nebula, of course, she's in Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and Jumanji, The Next Level. And then also as a role on Amy on Doctor Who. And this is when Matt Smith was the 11th Doctor. And so if she says it, I think we should take her word for it. All right, now the last thing. It is said that Doctor Doom has been rumored to be the villain in the sequel to Black Panther. Now, at first, it was rumored that the villain was going to be Namor the Submariner. Now, when I found out about that, I wasn't sure about that, but Doctor Doom being the villain, that works a little better. Now, y'all probably thinking, wait, how? Isn't he the Fantastic Four's arch nemesis? Well, yeah. But here's the one thing that 20th Century Fox kept getting wrong about Doctor Doom that has blinded a whole bunch of folks. Doctor Doom did not have the same origin that the Fantastic Four did. And I think that's what Marvel Studios is going to do with this Doctor Doom. They're going to give him the correct origin, or their version of the correct origin, which has nothing to do with the Fantastic Four. And honestly, although it does sort of kind of have something to do with both the Thing and Mr. Fantastic, but this was while they were in college. And I think over time, Doctor Doom, I could see Doctor Doom coming to Wakanda and wanting to get T'Challa the business. And I honestly think that would be a lot better than because with the Submariner, because having Namor in the sequel, I would like that. I mean, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, yeah, sure, Namor is the king of Atlantis, and then you have Black Panther, the king of Wakanda. But I don't know. Although Doom would be a better foe than Namor, but that's just my opinion. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, first up is Action Comics number 1017. Now, this is a special edition Year of the Villain cover. Now check this out. Now check that out. All right, next up is Avengers number 27. The Flash number 83. And finally, New Mutants number 2. Alright, that's 4, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 9,728. you enjoyed this week's episode. Here's a question again for a free tea for next week's episode. Which X-Men villain is a Holocaust survivor? Everyone who answers correctly be entered in a drawing for a free tea on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Tammy Bragg from Monroe, Louisiana, who won a free tea on this week's episode. All right, 1 down and 3 more to go for Christmas 2019. And I haven't decided on what color shirt I want to wear. It's going to be a Christmas color, I can tell you that much. And you know what, I hate that I was only able to do one Christmas episode of the show last year, but you know, I'm not going to cry hill wheel over it. I'm just going to move forward and go ahead with it. And random act of kindness. I'm going to go ahead and start, you know, giving away free merch to folks who I believe deserve it. And if y'all have anyone in mind, please let me know and I'll do the rest. All right, I'm Victor Nully. I'm the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 288. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.